Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is DJS. Today I have something behind me which is really exciting. Let's get straight into it. Okay, now the last time I actually did one of these videos was when I actually unboxed this, which was the Pioneer CDJ XZ. I've had this for over a year now. Crazy to think about. Absolutely love it. Brilliant bit of kit. I'll make sure to link the unboxing to that video down below. Absolutely blew up out of nowhere. I think it's on like 1600, nearly 1700 views, which is absolutely mental. Today we've got something which is a bit unexpected, a bit out of nowhere, a long time coming, and yeah, something that I'm extremely excited about. Let's get into it. So behind me you can see a Pioneer CDJ 3000. Now, I've wanted one of these pretty much ever since they came out, to be honest with you, earlier in the year. A lot of experience with the CDJ Nexus 2s, the 2000 Nexus 2s, clubs, Pirate Studios. If you're not in the UK, you perhaps don't know what Pirate Studios are. They're a company that are UK and worldwide based, if I remember rightly, and they pretty much have studio setups with 2 or 3 deck setups, so you can just rent them out basically and do your streaming, your recording and that kind of thing. There's one local to me which is in Reading that I used to go to quite a lot to. I do know that they're starting to put 3000s in, if I remember rightly. They've got some in some of the sites in London, but yeah, sidetracked. CDJ 3000, I've wanted one of these for the longest time. Friends of mine have got them. I actually had my first play on them properly a couple of weeks back when I went to the BPM show in Birmingham. Honestly, CDJ 2000 Nexus 2s were brilliant bits of kit, but this just really takes it up a notch. So what I'm going to do, let me get it out of the box for you, and then we'll do a bit of a start up and walk through the actual CDJ itself. Exciting times, let's do it. Right then, here we are. Honestly, when I seen this come up, I was just like, do I do it? Should I? And I'm so glad that I did. I really am. So, as you can see, obviously it comes in a pretty typical Pioneer box now. They seem to be doing this as their kind of standard packaging now. The newly released RX3, which uses the same Recordbox 6 software, same screen as well, the 10.1 inch screen. That also comes in a white box, obviously slightly different shape because of the layout of the standalone units, but that seems to be sort of Pioneer's direction with their boxing now. So let me pop this out and yeah, we'll dig deeper and get into the box itself. Right then, here we have it. Big enough box, isn't it? So really, really nice. Again, typical sort of Pioneer, nice quality. Just got the actual image of the player on the front itself, and just around the side a little bit of CDJ 3000 on either side. Then collapsing it down, you've got these little tabs on the side, and when you open it up, again, it's kind of their campaign, I guess, when they launched the CDJ 3000 from that side of things. So it was all very much a case of trying to sort of point out the music, I guess, really. You know, they're trying to make a point of the fact that it's that next step in their series in terms of sort of flagship players, really. Oh, okay, right. Let's set this down and I'll get all the cables and stuff out of it. Because I don't want to be dropping this thing now, do I? You get your standard cables, so you get your power into the back of the CDJ. Really nice upgrade with this. is the fact that you get a locking power cable that goes in the back that you didn't actually get with the 2000 Nexus 2s. A lot of that is to do with if you're out gigging. I've seen so many videos of people that knocked into a table or accidentally pulled a power cable out, and obviously it turned the deck off whilst it was being played out, as an example. So really nice upgrade with that. So that's your EU and that's your UK plug. Again, the same sort of connection. You've then got your link cable, so your Pro Link, so you can link this up to an XZ or other CDJs as an example. Really nice to have. And then just your standard audio cables as well from that side of things. Okay, right, let's get this out. Right, now to the satisfying part. Let's grab the chair over. Right, let's pull the tab off and reveal the CDJ 3000. Let's go! There we are. So, as you can see, really the main part of it is the screen itself. So, as I mentioned earlier on, this is a 10.1 inch screen. It's very much like the previous 2000 Nexus 2, so it's not like your iPads and your phones as an example where you can do multiple touch. It's still like a glass screen, so it's a single touch, but you've got then the touchscreen ability to scroll through your playlist and sort of select tracks and that kind of thing as well. What I'll do, let me get this turned on and get this powered up. Oh my god. That is absolutely beautiful. One thing that I will say is Pioneer do a fantastic job in just making the units look really nice as well. Obviously that's, I guess, part of the reason why they're sort of the industry standard is when you think of a club, you think of a festival, it's CDJs, you think of the screens, the blacked out decks itself, obviously the hot cues and that kind of thing as well. Initially, very quick load up time in terms of actually turning the device on and the software loading. I know this has got a stronger MPU in it, so the actual processor behind the unit itself is a lot quicker than the CDJ 2000 Nexus 2s. I know that also then means that your tunes that have got all your hot cues, if you watch my videos, you've been to my shows, you know that I do quite a lot of hot cue bass sort of jumping and looping and that kind of stuff. So if you do that kind of DJing, that quick loading time is really going to help you with that side of things. Okay, so very much the same as the 2000 Nexus 2. You get a USB and a SD card slot in there as well. And then I believe on the back you've got the potential to plug your phone in. Obviously you can still do the CDJ to laptop connection as well, so you can use Rekordbox or Serato with these as well, and you can essentially just use it as a controller from that side of things. Let me just plug that in there. Don't want to go dropping it straight away, do we? There you go. So that's it, just recognising the USB stick now. So straight away, it's recognised the USB itself. It tells you how many songs that are on the USB stick itself, how many playlists, the amount of space that's been used, and then how much is left. You also then, obviously, if you've done your preparation through export mode in Rekordbox, so you've done all your loop preparation, your quantizing, that kind of thing, you can then tap on your My Settings and it will change your quantized value and that kind of stuff as well. So if you then just tap onto there, again you do have the option to do the touchscreen itself. Straight away gives you the artist list, as you can see down here, because of the bigger screen itself, you can actually see a lot more on the screen instead of the is it 6-7 inch screen that you had on the 2000 Nexus 2, if I remember rightly, because again it's the same one that was on the XZ. I must say, again, a lot to do with that new MPU system, but it's a very quick response in selecting and going through the different playlists as well. So what you can do is you've got the option to go artist, album, track, key, playlist, history, or folder. So this is very much like if you were to be using normal record box on the laptop as an example. Across the top you've got your source button, so you can go through USB. If there's an SD card in there, then you could select that, or you can choose a different source if you had it linked up with another USB as an example. You've got your browse, tag list, playlist as well, so you've now got a direct button towards your playlist as well. A instant search functionality, and then your menu, which you hold down, and this is where you get your utility. So this is where you can change your things like your beat, quantize beat jump, auto load, final speed adjust, and that kind of stuff as well. Even down to your things like the LCD brightness, so that is now 15% brighter, if I remember rightly. Even little things like you can change how bright the actual LED on the jog-wheel is. There you go. Even little things like the ProLink system as well. So straight away, some really nice upgrades over the 2000 Nexus 2. You still got the same functionality here with the scroll wheel to go through, and you still got the sort of back buttons, shortcuts to your filters and that kind of stuff as well. One of the main parts apart from the screen that you'll notice is the hotkeys. So with the CDJ 2000 Nexus 2s, you had 4 Q buttons here. They were very much like these, they were purely just hotkey buttons, but you had 4 individual buttons and then it was a bank of 2 basically. Whereas on this one, it's just 8 straight across. Now, again, you can set the hotkeys whilst you're playing out using the player. If you have exported music from record box as an example, what I'll do, let me just go onto a song that I know that's got a lot of playlists, a lot of hotkeys, and we'll go through that in a sec. So as you can see already, straight away that was an instant load, but because I've got my settings on from the record box prep that I do on the actual laptop, it's just instantly loaded the colours and the hotkeys that I've set for this particular song. As you can see, it's also RGB waveform. You've got the option to then change it to the standard blue that you used to get in the 2000 Nexus 2s, but you also then have the new free band waveform as well. Really nice thing, if you had 2 of these, or once this is set up with the XZ, you can actually have like a dual layer waveform system, so you can option to have again what you had on the Nexus 2s, the CDJ 2000 Nexus 2s, where you had the little lines with the dual, so you could do your beat matching, but on this you can actually have a separate smaller waveform on the top, just so again you've got a bit more of a better sort of visual representation basically of kind of where you are with your beat grids and that kind of thing as well. Really nice little touch in that. You've got key shift on here, and you've got beat jump as well on the top, so when you go beat loop, it just gives you the option of doing your 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 32. Key shift, you can go obviously down 12 semitones and then up semitones, and then just reset straight away. That's quite a nice thing to have, perhaps if you like doing your sort of pitch bending, sort of wordplay, that kind of stuff. Nice little effect to have. And then your beat jump as well. So especially if you're playing a lot of longer, sort of minute long, 2-minute techno type music that's got quite long intros, that's a really handy thing to have as well. So you've got the option of going for a 64 beat all the way down to a half beat jump. You've got your standard loop in, loop out system. Works again very much the same way as what it did with the 2000 Nexus 2. Again, people that watch my streams and my content will know that I use the looping quite a bit with that. You've then got a built-in 4 and 8 beat. When you do select either one of these two, you can then change it on the screen again to the 8 beat as an example. And you can see on here, when I actually touch the button, it'll actually change the value up or down in beats. So the longest loop that I can do is 512 beats, and then again the shortest that I can do is a You've then got a actual dedicated beat jump button on here as well, which is a really nice thing. Over here, if you use your memory setting, so again, what I tend to do, as you can see on here, as much as I've got my hotkeys, I've got a memory cue here because I use this as a visual reminder of what point I can mix in or mix out. As an example, like some of the tracks, what I'll do is, if I know it's a 64 beat out, I know at that point I can then start layering a next song in, or layering an a cappella as an example. So there's just so much that you can do with it. But if the track's actually not playing and you've got one set, as you can see, when I press this button, because it's got it set to this loop, I then just press that back and it will go to that memory point. I will add, if you don't use this system, it won't do that whilst the track is playing, because that's obviously what the hotkeys are for. You've then got your standard reverse, slip reverse. Up here is your quantize on and off, and again it tells you your quantize value down in the corner. You've then got your slip mode as well, so you can be playing a tune, do your vinyl break and it will carry on, or do a roll as an example, and then it will again just carry on as if it was playing anyway. Really nice feature which I'm definitely going to make more use of. You've got your jug adjust, which again is something that carried across from the Nexus 2 with your vinyl speed adjust, which you touch and break, which again I also use. That is actually adjusted through the menu screen on here, so when you hold it down, as you can see on here, you basically get the option of doing touch and release, or just touch or release. You've then got jog mode, so that's vinyl or CDJ. 9 times out of 10 it's vinyl mode. And then obviously your key sync, master and beat sync. You've got your tempo adjust. Now personally I tend to go on about 16, just because of the sort of ranges that I tend to kind of play, really. It's mostly sort of tech house and that kind of stuff, but especially if I'm layering an a cappella that's a lower percentage, a lower BPM, then I use the 16 just so I've got that bit of extra width. Then you've got master tempo as well. Now for you, those of you that don't know what this is, what this will basically do is when you're playing 2 songs, if you're adjusting or jogging a track to make sure that the beats are matching up, when this isn't selected, when you jog it, it will actually adjust the pitch. When you have that on, it will keep the key the same from that side of things. So a really nice thing to use and have, and something that I would recommend using all the time. You've got your full size tempo adjust as well, which again is a continuation from the CDJ 2000 Nexus 2s. Another thing that they've actually reworked is the jog wheel itself. So the actual feel of the jog wheel compared to the Nexus 2 is leagues above, absolutely leagues above. It's a lot smoother. It's less resistant, but when you do jog it, it doesn't feel like it's fighting you, but the actual just feel of the unit itself is a lot better. I know they've even done work to the actual sound, so if you're a scratch DJ and you use one of these as an example, the actual digital sound sounds a lot more like vinyl, which is a really, really nice thing to have, especially with the fact that obviously you use the jog so much. Overall, as a unit, really, really impressed. It is a lot of money, I'm not going to lie. These retail, I think they're £2,100 odd off the top of my head. I bought this off of eBay, to be completely transparent. Nearly new, not completely brand new. The guy had it for a couple of months and just didn't use it, basically. Just personal circumstances, so he didn't seem fit to have it anymore, so I jumped at the opportunity to have this. Third deck as well, so I'm going to be using this alongside the XZ, which means I'm now finally completely standalone with another one coming in the future, hopefully. So yeah, that's the CDJ 3000. Let me know what you guys think of this unit, if you've got one yourself or you're planning to get one. If you've got the money for it, if you do it as a full-time job, or not even a full-time, but if you're a budding DJ that does clubs, you know, you want to work towards getting towards that full-time kind of DJ, and you've got the money, you've got an XZ or a couple of CDJs already as an example. Personally, I feel that the upgrades that you get on this are worth the money, to be honest with you. Yeah, okay, you don't get the things like streaming services and that kind of stuff, like the Denon, but Pioneer aren't aiming this at that kind of DJ. Really, it is the type of DJ that's going to be playing in the clubs and the festivals and that kind of stuff. You know, obviously, if you're an artist that's got a home setup, as an example, that's kind of where this unit is really aimed towards, somewhere that's going to get the use out of it, which is why I bought it as well, because I know I'm going to be using this obviously all the time. Yeah, really happy. Cannot wait to start using this in some videos, live streams, gigs, that kind of thing as well. So make sure, if you haven't already, to subscribe to the channel. There is a load of videos that are going to be coming out now with this complete setup. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Again, leave some comments, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Mix using this coming soon. See you later.